didn't know I were coming straight in. I was just sharing the live. Cheers, Kallum. So hello, good morning. Welcome to Kwak TV. I am your guest host today, Cara with a K, because why watch Kwak TV when you can watch Kwak TV? So we're going to do what Kallum always does. I'm going to give you the days of the year. I'm going to tell you what day today is. It is Monday, March the 29th, 2021. But it is also lemon chiffon. It's lemon cake day. I have no idea what a chiffon cake is, but that's what it is. It is Niagara Falls Run Dry Day. Does this mean that Niagara Falls loses all its water? How does a waterfall run dry? We knew today was going to be chaotic. It is payday at Forward. I believe that's the thing where, normally you'd go into a coffee shop, you'd buy a cup of coffee and you buy a coffee for the person behind you. Coffee shops are still closed, so you cannot do that. So instead, buy someone something nice online instead. It is World Piano Day if you are a pianist. Today is your day, congratulations. And it is Smoke and Mirrors Day. I have not a foggy what that means. No idea. I don't know. Oh, look, stuff is appearing and I'm not even touching anything. How cool is that? So today I would give you the hashtags, but I didn't open them. So today is hashtag Monday Day. Today is hashtag Monday Motivation. Today is hashtag what on earth is going to happen on this live. Those are your hashtags for today. Yes, hello, Rob. So today the guest is, hello, Kirsty. The guest is Kallum Nicholson. You may have heard of him. He likes to go by Kwak, Quackers, Kallum with a K, some other beautiful, colourful names that I will not disclose to you today because those are just my gorgeous little pet names for him that are way too inappropriate for a Facebook Live. So without further ado, Kallum is going to bring himself on because I have no buttons to press because I will break StreamYard. How was that?
Oh, you did grand. Oh, honestly, I've been sat here absolutely pissing myself.
I wish I could see you, but I could see me there and I could see me in the little...
Yeah, but you can't see me.
No, I can't see you. So I'm 99.9% sure he's going to be sat there weeing himself. So good morning, Kallum with a K.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm grand. What about you?
I think I'm hungry again, to be honest. I want some cheese. So, for those of us who don't know you and what you do, who are you and what do you do?
Honestly, why did I fucking agree to this? So, good morning, everyone. It's me, Kallum here from Kwak Talks, up above. Business coach, business analyst, motivational speaker, unconventional. I launched Kwak Academy last week as well, which is business support for the same price as Netflix. Yes, I do many things. I've got a business magazine. Basically, big thing for me is I just like helping people. That is what my big thing is. I just love helping people. That's me in a nutshell.
Would you fit in a nutshell? And what kind of nutshell would you go in?
Oh, wow.
What kind of nutshell would be your shell?
Oh, I don't know.
I bet you didn't think you'd get asked this on a Monday morning.
I didn't. I like that question. What nuts? What shells the nuts come in? I know peanut comes in a shell.
I only know of a peanut. Is a peanut a nut?
A conker or a chestnut, because damn, I love being roasted.
Conker a nut?
A what?
Is a conker a nut?
Yeah, it's what a. Yeah.
I know I used to pick them up off the floor when I was little, and I used to have like a little jar that I done my conkers in. I don't know where they went, but I feel like my mum got rid of them.
Did you know apparently conkers scare spiders? If you put them near your window, it gets rid of spiders. Or condensation.
Why do you think I kept collecting them?
Die, you bastards.
Spiders be gone. Okay, so I did ask people to give us some questions. I don't know why. I feel like a music conductor. And the one big question that someone really wanted to know: when will you shave your moustache?
I hate Simon. I absolutely hate Simon.
I'm sure he hates you too.
He does. Do you know what? Actually, the person that asked this owns a gin business, Hotham Gin. Yeah, he owns a gin business, gin distillery. Lovely guy. When I was starting out my original business, he helped me out loads. He was really nice guy. is a really, really nice guy. But Simon, I'm afraid it won't be going. I do keep on top of it a lot more, just not today because my shavers is at Mr. Quacker's. So I can't keep on top of it today. I am really sorry. Sorry, Simon. Like, I'm not sorry in the slightest. But it's I'll click a couple of these for you.
Hello, Dominic. No, I don't like that. Hello, Dom. Hello, Howard. My favourite Dragon Veil. Thank you, Rob. I don't know what I'm being well done for, but thank you. Just for being my glamorous self, I presume. Pistachio comes in a shell. Aren't you impressed I can actually pronounce? I can't even pronounce. Yeah. But aren't you impressed I can say pistachio?
Can you say lemon chiffon cake?
Yeah, chiffon, shiffy riffy. How do you say it? It's lemon cake day, yay! I have lemon cake coming in my Iceland this afternoon as well, so
that's good.
Buzzing. Anyway, I suppose we should do some professional stuff rather than just talk about lemon cake.
It's all right.
So, out of all the things in the world that you could have been, why a business coach?
Oh, that's deep. I know. Well, a lot of people that know me, or people have briefly come in touch with me, still might not even know. I organically became one. It wasn't my plan. I didn't plan to become a business coach. I've not bought a franchise. I've not done anything like that. It's when I started my original business, the Eco Shed. I got quite a lot of publicity, and a lot of people wanted to ask me how I did so many things at such a young age. So I've always helped people, and I've always liked helping people better themselves, especially when I worked in hospitality and catering. I was always the guy that trained people or anything like that. I wanted to perfect systems and methods, even if it was a frigging filing system. I wanted to make sure it was the best it could be, but then I'd like to show someone how to do that. So I guess I've always done it. I probably get a lot of it from my mum. My mum's a qualified life coach. Yeah, I didn't know that until I kind of asked her about. I was like, why do I do a lot of the things you do? I'm a qualified life coach. I was like, oh, right. No wonder you used to analyze me as a kid, and as an adult. So yeah, but no. So it was, do you know? I never planned to be a business coach, ever planned to be a business coach. I just completely fell into it, and I'm so glad I did because I absolutely love it.
Cool. So when you were like a wee little Kallum, what did baby Kwak actually want to be when he was a fully grown Kwak?
I don't even have to pause for that. I wanted to be a chef. My mum wants. I talk about mum so much, but me and Harry, I'm so much like my mum in the fact of we love learning. We love learning as much as we can. If we can't learn anymore, we become bored. But yeah, my mum was a chef. She worked at a very high-class restaurant in Hull, to the point she even cooked and served Princess Anne one time. Yeah, she spilled gravy on Princess Anne. She'll hate me for saying that. She actually did spill gravy on Princess Anne. But yeah, my mum was a chef and was always in the kitchen. I was the youngest of 4, but it seemed like I was the only one that could pick up cooking from my mum and my nana. So we're coming from school, and it was like my siblings had no clue at all. They're probably bearing a salad. So my mum, yeah, I had a feeling that would be you. So my mum entrusted me with it, but it was really good, and I loved doing it. But that's what I wanted to be was when I was a kid. But when I went to college, I discovered I preferred the front of house side. I did catering at college. I ended up preferring the front of house side and customer service. Like, I love a Karen. Sorry, Helen, if you're watching, but I love a Karen. I really, really do. I love dealing with customer complaints because I can deal with them so well. It is unreal. So yeah, I was going to be a chef.
So you can come teach me how to cook then. I ain't got a foggy. Like literally yesterday, I was asking my mates. I'm like, so like when you open like a pack of beef. Yeah. So I bought some like beef steaks to obviously cook and eat. And it had like blood in the packet, and I'm like, oh my god, does this mean that my beef is bad? Can I still cook it? Am I gonna die? Is it gonna poison me? Am I gonna like get really poorly if I eat it? And then we're just, Carl Ford of all people, a plant-based person who doesn't touch any meat, was like giving me the rundown of like how to cook it, that it's safe, what's good in it. The last person I expected to advise me on meat.
Oh wow. Wow.
That's how bad I am. Like, I don't even know stuff like that. You know, if food is in the freezer and it's after the death day, I bin it.
Well, Rob's just said this for you.
Remind me when you start working with me to send you a cookbook. I have 3. It doesn't tell you that you can have blood in your beef packet.
Do you know what? This is like a fact with cookbooks, and this is one of the things when you do catering at college, you get like it's called professional cookery or mastery to cooking, and it actually gives you like cheat sheets on the front of that, and it actually explains when is something bad, how does something, what will this actually look like when it's off, what smell will you be able to smell? So it explains it might be bitter and vinegary and things like that. So it's really good because if you've literally you can go into the catering course. And the first level, you'll learn how to boil an egg. Like you don't have to go on the first level. You can go on the second level, but the first level you can go on, and they will teach beyond basics. Boil an egg, make a salad like a chopped salad, everything like that. They'll teach you all of that, and you get a cookbook to go with it.
Cool. I can tell when chicken's bad because chicken smells absolutely rank when it's like no good. But red meat, it's so difficult.
I've got a tale for a chicken, actually, about a chicken, not for a chicken. It's, I was at James's, Mr. Quackers, the other week, and I meal prep on a Sunday. Like I think a few people have seen the pictures. I meal prep on a Sunday, everything done, have it all stacked in the fridge. It's all done for the week. I got this chicken. I like buying a fresh chicken, roasting it myself. I can mix it up a bit with spices and things. Put it this way: after this week, I now buy a pre-cooked chicken, right? So. Yeah, so I'm cooking it, and we're like, "What's that smell in the house? Like, what is it?" I was like, "It's got to be the oven, but it can't be the chicken. Chicken's fresh," and it smelled so bitter and so grim. It was rank, and the chicken was off. That's all it was. I was cooked. It didn't smell of anything when I opened it.
Oh,
but once I was cooking it was cooked. Like you could smell the chicken was off. And it was went and got like oven pride and missed the muscle and everything. Like sorry to the fish that it went down the drain to, but that oven needed fucking cleaning. Oh, it was grim. It was so grim. But
that's not nice. So bringing it back to a less disgusting topic. So, what would you say is the thing in your industry that pisses you off the most?
Oh, why trigger me? Come on.
Because it's so much fun.
Box. Like, honestly, just pull out my cert box. Just my biggest thing, but I get it, and I do get this point, is pricing. That's my biggest bit. As a coach or a mentor or something like that, them lines, you're there to help. If you offer a service where you work with, other businesses or business owners, you're there no matter what you do. For example, you're an accountant. You're there to also educate them on their accounts. That's what we're there for. But it absolutely turns my piss into battery acid, right? Like you get these. Honestly, call me Duracell, and you get. Don't call me Duracell, Cara, because that'll probably just stick.
Batteries are available.
Not sponsored. Yeah, affordability. I understand there's some coaches that charge £300 an hour. I'm not saying you might not get something I'm not saying you won't get anything in that hour. I'm not saying that at all. But why are they charging you £300 an hour? Like, who the fuck does that help? I can swear more because it's not me hosting today. Like, who the hell does that help? It really, really. Yes, Rob. Here we go. 6-figure coaches, right? It's fucking bollocks. The only thing that's 6-figure is the debt in the bank account to be able to buy the fancy car, the social media marketer to make themselves fucking look good. But yet they're still charging £300 an hour, and it absolutely fucks me off. And I'm also grateful for it because it's the reason I'm busy. It's the reason I'm popular because people have come to me and gone, oh well, yeah. You don't break the bank.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about pricing, and that people don't seem to think about. Like as accountants, there are accountants that charge about 4 times the price that we do. Like I've seen some accountants that charge like £900 for a super simple self-assessment, where literally the client gives you the figures and you just upload it to HMRC. Yeah. It takes like 20 minutes, if that, and it's like a shit ton of money. It's just extortionate. And what people don't think about when they're paying, like when you see when they charge this much money, it doesn't mean that you're good at what you do. It just puts people off. And when you price yourself too cheap, it puts people off. So it's like, obviously knowing your prices, you're in that happy middle ground where you're not rip off expensive that people will just like curse you out, and you're not rip off like, well, not rip off, but like, you know, too dirt cheap where people just think you're desperate for clients. You get that nice middle ground where people know you are most likely worth your money. Obviously I can attest you're worth your money, but
oh, thank you. But no, the other thing with me, which when I've come across the odd couple of people that I've been with, I'm not going to name them because they're not all bad. You know, the famous franchise for coaching, you know, they're not all bad. It does depend on the person as well. But in particular, there's someone that signed up with me, and their coach that they had at the time, I think, was telling them they needed to ring 10 people a day. 10 people a day they needed to cold call. And they said the one day that they kind of realised it was when they came back home. The coach had rang them that day and went, "Oh, have you done your 10 calls today?" And they went, "Well, no, I've been at a client's from 8 this morning. It's now 6 in the evening." Like, I've been at one client all day because they really needed me. Yeah, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. You need to be ringing 10 people a day. When do you have a lunch break? You can be ringing them on your lunch break. And it's like, mate, that's not realistic. How is that realistic? Like, even 10 calls a week is not realistic.
Yeah. Well, what are your views on cold calling? Obviously, I have, from like a network marketing background, I detest cold calling, cold messaging, because a lot of the time, a lot of people feel like it's spammy. So like from a coach point of view, and you know, obviously someone who knows different businesses, like what's your opinion on cold messages and calling?
See, I see there's two ways to it. If you're going to do it to every Tom, Dick and Harry, it's a load of bollocks. It ain't going to work. Personally, like, let's be honest, how many of you actually bought something off one of them messages on LinkedIn? Right? Yeah. Who actually has? Right? But I was going to use the say big fan then, but I'm not. But I do believe in cold messaging or cold calling, possibly to your hot circle of people around you.
Yeah.
So, for example, when I launched Kwak Academy, I know straight away the people that are possibly going to be interested in this. So I sent them a message. Hi, I'm launching this. Do you want to be in the first 20 people? Which I've filled in a week, by the way. And yeah, thank you. So it's messaging them people is still a form of cold calling and cold texting, but the difference is you actually know them. You have some form of connection with them. So they weren't expecting it. They've not talked to you about it. So it's still cold calling, but actually it's not as brutal or annoying because they do know you. And with them knowing it, they can simply say, "Oh, Kallum, it's not for me." All right, absolutely fine.
Yeah, I think that's the difference with it. You know, like if I know that someone's said before that they need an accountant, or they need help with setting stuff up with company's house or whatever. If I were to launch a specific service that like trains someone on how to do this, I know I can go and contact those people, and it's like, look, I know you didn't want an accountant, but I've just launched this service. Would you be interested in learning how you can do it yourself? So I think cold calling in your warm fishing pool, you could.
Yeah.
Can you have a warm fishing pool? Would it kill the fish?
What did Rob say? Sorry. My first accountant, Charity Fortune, didn't really care about me as I was a startup. It's why I switched to a smaller accountant I met at 4N. See?
Well, that's the thing. Like accountants, I know who his accountant is. But accountants can be so expensive. Like the amount of accountants I've pissed off because I'm just like, I just tell them straight, you charge a fortune, mate. I don't understand how you've got business, because it's not fair to just, it's ripping people off.
Do you know what? Like, I'm going to give a shout out to Mama Wood from, Mama Quackette. I'm going to give a shout out to your mum. When COVID went on, I had my old accountant, and my old accountant was amazing, really, really good friends with them. We wasn't friends first, we became friends as I became a client of theirs, went to a lot of networking together. But there was extortion. Like they was a big firm. They had 3 offices, one in Hull, one in Leeds, one in London. And they was one of the directors. That was my friend. There was one of the directors of this firm. And it was expensive. And I knew that, but I was expecting high quality, amazing service because it was a big firm. I knew the director. So you kind of expect a bit of like a nudge in the right direction. And when it came to COVID, as you know, Cara, because I rang you and your mum, I was no longer a client of theirs because, you know, business changes, etc., etc. Yeah. But even on a friendship level of what we've built through this business relationship, I didn't get one phone call telling me what government funding I could get. Was I okay? Do I need to go look at any type of fund? You know, is my income okay? You know, how's everything looking? I didn't get one call, not even a text. And then it obviously came to meeting you online, literally a year ago.
Yeah, like, what, a year ago this week?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrifying. A year of Quack and Quackette.
But and it was you that said, you know what, my mum's been looking a lot at the grants and things like that, so have a call with my mum. And I did, and she was like, yeah, that's fine, you can do this, you can do that, you can pay this, you can pay that. And I was like, thank you so much, because I was sat there in a limbo, because I did get some government funding, you know, a lot of us did. I did get some funding, but I was kind of like, right, I've got this because I'm entitled to it. What can I do with it? What can I actually do with this money? And it was thanks to your mum that I was able to do that. So, you know, that relationship really, really does matter. Oh, what's Rob put? Rob, you're busy on the
I think she's in bed still, maybe. So I will let her know you said that.
Thank you. Never go over big firms. A small business. That's what I learned from making that mistake. Always get a small business that cares about you. Enter, you're this way for me. Enter Quackette.
So you mentioned the C word. How have you seen businesses change as the business's coach? How have you seen them change from pre-COVID to during COVID to now that we are maybe possibly kind of maybe leaving the COVID situation?
I think my first actual kind of analysis, including myself a little bit, I'm kind of scared for the world reopening because of how successful my business has been through COVID.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not worried, but I am kind of a bit like, oh, what shifting dynamics is this gonna do? Because, you know, myself, along with a lot of other people, you know, not everyone has suffered through it, and my heart does go out to the people that have. But you know, if you was able to shift with it, it really, really has grown. And I am worried for the world reopening a little bit, because my business boomed thanks to online. I know that aspect is always going to be there, but how different is it going to change with the world reopening again? But I know loads of people, like in particular, actually, he's just jumped on the call. I popped by my friend's shop yesterday. Good old Lee Gleason from LW Plants. One of the original people I ever actually like helped when I was starting out in all this, because he was new to business, he was picking my brains on things, and it was popped by his shop yesterday. And what he's done is he's ready for the world reopening. His shop has gone like next level, like absolute next level. It's unreal. So I think for people that was able to shift with the times, it's gone really well. But I think you need to realize the world is reopening, and are you ready for it? You know, are you ready for the fact that networking is going to change, customers going to change, online sales is going to change? Because as my personal opinion, I won't say the high street, but the support for small businesses is going to boom. You know, hospitality, catering, small retail businesses, little coffee shops, anything like that is going to absolutely fucking skyrocket, because all everyone has boomed about online for the last 12 months is support your small locals, support your small locals, support your small locals. They're now going to be able to, for the ones that have been able to survive. I think a lot of people's opinion has changed since the first lockdown, in a good way. You know, the first one, I think everyone kind of was scurrying for what they could do. Like, oh, can we do this? Can we do that? Do we need new branding? Do we need to get a new website? Do we need to offer this? I think a lot of people, when it came to New Year, actually, which is why I do think a lot of people were slow off the mark in January, were able to look at that past year and go, actually, we're going into a new year. What have we been scurrying and running about doing to what we can change this year? So I know that don't really answer your question, but like,
it doesn't.
Yeah, I think it's whatever people have made of it. So the people, you know, I've got 2 clients that were kind of on pause at the moment. I don't mind admitting, because their industry is completely halted. You know, it's complete and utterly halted. But they are ready for it reopening. That's what we did. Once it reopens, we're like, quite literally, balls to the wall, let's get working. But yeah, other than that, I think it's what people have made of it. Either that be positive or negative, or even nothing. If you've completely decided to just freeze your business until you can do nothing, that might be that might end up being a gold mine. You won't know. So I think
I think what you've just said there about the fact, you've got 2 clients where you've just kind of like put on pause. I think that shows the kind of business owner and friend that you are, because the amount of people that, mutual connections that we know that have really hounded people during lockdown to get XYZ done because they don't want to lose that income. It's not fair on the businesses who have literally, one of our clients, he's literally completely shut shop. Obviously, given the kind of service industry we're in, we still have to do his VAT returns, but we're like, if you can't pay yet, that's absolutely fine. You've got no income coming in. But the amount of people that are still hounding their clients, and you're just like, well, no, they will just put them on hold. That shows the kind of business owner that you are, because you're quite happy to accept the lesser income because it's the greater good for your client. And I think that's the right thing to have done in this situation.
Yeah. If I just left them there, they're going to sit there, their business is going to shit.
Yeah.
If I just left them there, or anyone left them there, there's a cat. They think their business is probably just going to go to shit. Whereas what we did is, because they could not do anything, like at all, in the slightest, what the industry they're in. So I'm right that, with what you can afford, let's get you ready for when you can work again. Let's get your new marketing sorted. Let's get your new branding sorted. Let's get your new packages sorted. Let's get everything ready for when you reopen, and then we can hit all these old contacts of yours from a year ago and older. Look, we're reopening. Are you reopen? Do we need to do all this with you? And it all goes like that, and it really, really does work out.
So like what Charlotte's just put in comments, that's exactly right. If you can click.
There you go.
See, exactly that. Charlotte's in the kind of industry where she could have easily hounded people during COVID to make money, but it's that moral. It just shows that you're a really moral person in business and out of business, that you've not done that. So I think that's brilliant, Charlotte.
Oh, and also she makes the best kicking coriander sauce ever to cook with. If anyone wants to find out, go and message her. Sassy Fusion Kitchen. Go and ask her. Sorry, carry on.
No, so I was just going to say, so obviously, coming to the end of the lockdowns, and the businesses that have had to close for a year are looking to reopen, what would be your best bit of advice for the businesses that are ready, becoming ready to face the world again?
First question, ask yourself, are you ready to face the world again? That would be my first little nugget of advice. Actually ask yourself and look at the business model you've had to create over the last 12 months. Are you actually ready for the world to reopen? Me and your online networking, the network group we're in have said they're keeping the online aspect of it. Yeah. Fantastic. Absolutely amazing. We're lucky on that. We know we've got that future going forward, as well as face-to-face coming up. But it's actually looking at your business. Are you ready for the world reopening? And, one of the big things for me is, as you know, I've been looking at possibly moving where I live. With the world reopening, I've tried it for the past, 4 years. There is no business in the city for me because everyone only perceives me from my original business. No one really can see what I do now. And I've tried, I really have tried. And actually, there's not much around here for me what I want to get my teeth stuck into. So should I stay around here for the world reopening? Well, not really, because there's no business for me here. Yeah. So this is not the right location for me. And I want to move anywhere. So I'm looking at that. So that's what I'm doing for the world reopening. Is your business ready for the world to reopen? Are you still going to get a flood of customers or the odd client from time to time when the world reopens? Are you? That's my advice. Actually, look, are you ready for it?
Definitely not. I think that's... There you go. No, I think that's really good advice. Because I think a lot of businesses will probably kind of rush to open, maybe a little bit sooner than what they're ready for, and that'll just not go down well.
It's like the amount of places that are probably going to reopen, and I know it sounds daft, but they'll still have the old tape. Like if I think of a clothing retail store, they'll still have the old shitty tape that they had on the floor 6 months ago when it was open.
Yeah.
With all them little things, like you're still going to have them there, but you're not ready to open. You're not ready for it. Go in, sort it out, And it's like me and Mr. Quackers, the amount of pubs we've drove past that still have festive menus on the displays outside. Honestly, we've seen it. If anyone from here works with Marston's, right, tell them, because it's a fucking eyesore. It reminds you that you couldn't eat out or go out at Christmas, especially in our area at least. Like, you just couldn't. So you're not ready to reopen because you're not enticing people back already. You need to be looking at these things, because if you're not, they're not going to think of you. They're going to think of the people that got a big, massive blow-up doll outside saying, come in and have a fucking drink. Like, can you tell really, like, got a certain...
I really want to see someone with advertising that says, come in and have a fucking drink. Like, I don't even want to see it asterisked out. I want fucking on someone's billboard.
Honestly, like, why would you leave your Christmas festive menu on the board outside when people... It makes no fucking sense. Honestly, really riles me up. It really riles me up.
Isn't it?
Oh,
so
but it's,
do you think it's like ideal for businesses to kind of have like a bit of a refresh before?
It depends on what they do. It depends on what they do. The main thing I would say is if we're based on retail or business to customer, you know, B2C, it's look at your socials. It's spring. You know, we've just hit spring. Spring is good for any time, no matter what circumstances the world is in, for you know, releasing new products, new social media graphics, all this kind of thing. You're in spring. You're in a key time to do it anyway, because everyone changes the branding around now, or their message. Or when I say branding, by the way, I'm not meaning just your logo. I'm meaning your social media templates, changing the design of them, and so on and so on. And it's a really good time to do it. So if you're going to do it, you're actually best to do it now while it's spring. Yeah. You know, don't wait. Start saying, you know, do a countdown on your social media till you fucking reopen. You know, every day, just change the number on it on Canva. How easy is that? People are going to eventually see it. So
exactly,
it's all them little things that you can just do.
Well, I don't know if I have anything else to ask you. You never told me how long you wanted the live to go.
Well, I've got a call soon, so we might have to wrap it up in a minute if that's all right. Yeah, I didn't realise that as soon as we started. I didn't tell you.
Yeah, you didn't. I'm sat there like watching the thing, and it's saying it got to like live 30 minutes, and I'm like, how long are we meant to talk for? So, one final chicken nugget. What would your biggest piece of advice be for anyone and everyone in business, new, old, inspiring business owners, retiring business owners?
I think you'll like this because you've not heard me say it before.
Buy chicken nugget.
Don't take criticism from people you wouldn't take advice from.
Yeah. Although it's me, so I don't take criticism from anyone.
But don't take criticism from people you would not take advice from.
I like that.
That is my golden nugget, you know. And I actually only learned that about 2 weeks ago, and I thought on it, and I was like, I kind of do this already, but actually, there's a couple of people that have been inboxing me about certain things. I'm like, I wouldn't, like, I thought, and I was like, I wouldn't take advice from you, so why am I taking criticism from you? Like, I don't, obviously, normally it's to do my praise, you're too cheap. Fuck off, right? Firstly. So yeah, that's my big thing. Don't take criticism from people you wouldn't take advice from. So
I like that.
Thanks.
Well, thank you so much. Please piss yourself off into the background.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, Kallum. So that was Kallum Nicholson. I know none of you knew him and you had no idea who he was or what he did, but now you know. So tune in tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. again for the continuation of Coaches Week. I've completely forgotten who tomorrow is. Okay, so you have Brad Burton. He is the UK's #1 motivational business speaker. He has a gorgeous potato head, and he is the founder of Network Central, which is 1 networking, 2 networking, which I will one day find out what on earth it is, 3 networking and 4 networking. So it's all your amazing networkings all in one place, but he will tell you more about that tomorrow. So that is it. Thank you so much for joining us. Kallum's going to do something which ends the live, so I'm just going to sit and wave until he presses the button.